Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Why does
Beautiful.
Danny look so young? Why
Danny.
does Dan look so young?
I have no idea.
Like, look at him. He's
I
compared
didn't make
to
this. I
Johnny.
didn't make. Ask Netflix that question. I have to
Go.
give a spoiler disclaimer. If you have not seen season 3 of Cobra Kai, or you have not seen Cobra Kai at all, we're going to talk full spoilers here. We're going to talk about season 3. Season 3 premiered on Friday. We finished it on a Sunday and we loved it. So we are going to give our honest, spoilery review today
Yep.
in our show. I got to say, guys, season 3 of Cobra Kai is the best season that I have seen of this show. I thought it was kind of slow at the beginning, but they're building up to something amazing and it pays off in the end. I, in particular, loved the episode when he went back to visit where he was trained with Mr. Miyagi. That episode, for me in particular, it marked the beginning of the greatness in season 3 of Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that in the last episode of this season, I was screaming as hard as I was in the Star Wars finale of The Mandalorian season 2. Because I got what I wanted, and it's basically that Johnny and LaRusso finally have teamed up to fight against the Cobra Kai, fight against John Kreese, and I loved it. I loved the season. I enjoyed it, and something that I like about the show is I haven't seen fully the Karate Kid, the original ones, but this show does a great job that if you haven't seen those movies, they give you flashbacks that work in such a cool way to let you know, like, hey, this character was in the film. This is what happened. But in no way is it like corny. It's not done badly. It doesn't make me cringe like, oh my God, it has the same feel of what the Karate Kid was, but incorporated into modern times. There is a good separation between what was the Karate Kid and what is Cobra Kai. And that's something that I really love about this show. I think we are going to get probably a season 4, but I really think it's going to be the last one. So
yeah, that's probably a fact. I think this is going to be the last one, season 4. We don't know how this is going to end. It's more likely going to end in justice, not injustice, injustice, but justice. So I loved this season from beginning to end. I had no problem with the pacing. In the first episode, we see Miguel trying to get up, and we see Johnny, feeling a lot of pain and sadness and taking everything into his soul. Like everything is his own fault, and everything that's going on with him, it was. Miguel is just pretty much his son, and we've been seeing this development since season 1.
I love the backstory that they gave to Kreese in this season. I thought it made you understand where he was coming from, but at the same time, it was like, oh, you crazy, bro. Like it was crazy. It was like, I understand where you're coming from, but like, really, that was my case. But I thought that was really well done. I like that we saw that part of him. The thing about Cobra Kai is that they are based on violence and just, winning titles. There's not a base. And what both Johnny and Danny LaRusso tried to do with their dojos is set that as a base, that this is a place where, yes, you can learn to defend yourself, but it's also for you to a family, to connect with other people, to have each other's backs. And John Kreese doesn't have that in Cobra Kai in his dojo because of the experience that we get to see in this season, his experience in the war, and then what his commander did to him, which the captain, I thought that was great. But what Dimitri said, that it's true, because they all hang out, but they're not friends. At the end of the day, if they all go out together and somebody breaks Tori's arm, nobody's going to care for her. They're just going to be like, oh, you were a wuss. That's what happened to you. So that's what the show was trying to establish, and I think it did it really well.
On Miguel's end, like Miguel's arc, the triumph, his hurt, and the way that he was showing how at the beginning, I think it was episode 2, he was showing like, if I tried to do good things, I was showing mercy. Why did this happen to me? And, he was right. He was
Hmm.
right into saying, like, Sensei, like, why did this happen to me when I was trying to be nice and all that? He was saying, I don't know, but we're gonna work through this because it really the good as a speaking as a human being, the
Hmm.
good thing about showing mercy, the good thing about being kind and you can defend yourself, you could do all these things to try and protect and serve and save, but when you have to show mercy, you do. It's because it is a sort of, not a sort of, it eases the pain in the soul, it cleanses your soul, and it
Hmm.
makes you a humble human being. It
Exactly.
relieves you from nightmares, which it was what Hawk was having. It's what actually Kreese kind of has all the time. That's,
Hmm.
we don't technically see it, but we understand that this is the trauma that actually put him in the place that he's in, and that's why he drives
Hmm.
Cobra Kai to what it is
Exactly.
now.
And I think it's also a lesson because I think what I like most about Miguel in the because he I know he said that to Johnny, but at
Hmm.
the same time I was like, dude, you are so above everybody else in this situation, like you have no idea.
Hmm.
Because sometimes people think that you have to fight back on the same way with the same weapon, and sometimes standing down and knowing that your actions are going to be more powerful than what the other person is doing,
Hmm.
that's what leads you to be above and beyond everybody else. Hmm.
That is why Cobra Kai, it is one of the best shows to ever come out as well.
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of shows out there, but uh, this show also shows heart, pride, pain, fear
Hmm.
of being bullied in life. Because Kreese also has a point to what he wants to bring, so that these
Exactly.
kids are not afraid of
He's just
life.
he's just doing it the wrong way
Yes. So
because
every
that's what he
character.
was taught. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So,
So that's why every single main character, like let's say the main dojos,
mhm,
like Creases, Johnny's, and Danny's dojo, all show a moral value. It's just that the one that's more damaged, it's the Cobra Kai one,
mhm,
but he is wanting to show no mercy through life because of what happened to him.
mhm,
Johnny is trying to teach his students to not let the path of darkness drive you into something that you don't want to become in the future, which is what happened to him. And Danny is trying to teach what he got taught from Mr. Miyagi, which he was the one that came out the best out of
yeah,
all of them, still with a little bit of narcissism because he thinks like he's all mighty and all joy and all this and all great. That's what this show brings, is his flaws as well as a human being.
yeah. But eventually, as Danny learns his lesson, I do feel that in season 3, he has the universe like throw everything back, pun
Hmm.
intended.
Oh,
He has the
we're
universe
seeing that.
throw everything back to him when he's losing that deal, that car deal, in
Hmm.
Japan, because it
Man.
happens. The girl that he saved, she works for the company, and she was like, "I got you." I love it because the Karate Kid and all of the movies of the Karate Kid that have come out, they all base their story on the important lessons that we all have to learn as human beings. And I think that the show, even though it's being depicted in the modern day, the modern age, 2021, it still sticks to that, and it's not corny. It works, and I think that's why Cobra Kai is one of the best shows, and it's an important show to see
It's an
because
important show. Like,
you don't see shows like this anymore. It has something rare.
before we end this, we just want to ask, and I'm going to ask you, Ash,
Hmm.
what was your favorite scene?
He
Sorry, let me put it. Sorry,
hmm
what is your favorite episode? I think
Oh,
that.
so that one when he goes back.
Okay,
That's
let's
that's
go. Yes.
I loved everything about that episode because I think it was beautifully done how they brought back every single character, and to have Danny actually go back to that location and add that modern touch to it. I think it was nicely done. I was very emotional at their reunion, and I think it was beautiful because it just represents in a way what good things come to you when you are a nice person. No matter the years that go by, if you don't talk to that person, they will always remember you for that one good thing that you did.
I don't want to be like taking over your thing, but at the same time, I believe this was the same episode where um, the kids uh, were also going through the turmoil, which is the daughter went into arcade place to try and seek the revenge and try and destroy Cobra Kai. But then at the you get Dimitri getting his arm broken, and all these things on polar opposites are happening. That
Gotcha.
whatever Danny was actually learning in Okinawa, learning again, which got me emotional. That is exactly what they were mirroring.
It was not what was happening back at home. I know
That was
that's sick.
not what was happening at home.
That's
It was
sick.
the opposite of what was happening at home. So he learned this so that what you were watching here could be taught in the next episode. Sir, you were giving the problem and the solution in both sides. But I also have to put a little bit on the most epic thing was on the last episode when Danny and Johnny go and fight Kreese. So guys, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you soon. Remember, you can follow us on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube in the Legacy Universe.